So what's up, my people? Happy quarantine? Not really. It's time to open up. But anyways, I want to share something with you guys. I realized this yesterday. It's called the Comfortability Threshold. And what I mean by that is I was at the beach yesterday with my good friend Hunter. He's the next up and coming huge musician, so check him out on YouTube, Spotify, all that stuff. But we're at the beach and we saw some cute girls. As you know, I'm in an open relationship, so I'm allowed to talk to girls. Hunter went and talked to them and it went okay. And he's like, hey man, you should go talk to him and shoot your shot. And I thought it was a pretty funny analogy. I was like, man, I always swish it like it's basketball hoop. But in the quarantine, a lot of us have been less socially active, talking to less of our friends. If you haven't been talking to friends, typically on text, FaceTime, not in person, right? So what was funny was I did door-to-door sales for a year and a half. You can imagine I talked to and approached more people than you can possibly imagine. It was crazy. But what was funny for me is someone who now, to me, I believe is very confident. I've done that a lot, so I'm very bold and courageous. But even the thought of going to talk to the girls, I'm not even kidding, I got nervous. And I had this internal fear when I thought about it. And it reminded me of my days before door-to-door, and it reminded me of what probably everybody goes through when approaching somebody new, maybe applying for a job you're not sure about. And I literally realized the fear and I laughed and I chuckled as I walked to the bathroom before I came back to talk to them. And I thought about it like, what was that? And what it occurred to me was, it was the comfortability threshold, right? So I'm comfortable just hanging out with Hunter. It's a predictable reality that we're gonna be just chilling at the beach, right? We're gonna go there, we're gonna sit down in the sand, we're gonna talk, we're gonna hang out, we're gonna go in the water. It's predictable. It's clear. It's not something that, again, I'm uncomfortable with. But going and talking to somebody new, well, that's not something I thought about before I showed up at the beach. It's an unpredictable, unforeseen reality. And what do we fear as humans? The unknown. And so I thought about it. And so as I walked to the bathroom, still all this going through my mind, I'm like, okay, so what do I do that helps me overcome that? And what it is one, acknowledging that that's going to happen. We're all going to have that fear. When the comfortability threshold, we come up right to it. It's crossing over that threshold that puts you into the success zone for sure. But what helps me, and I want to share this with you guys because I think it's really valuable, is imagining the reality post-approach. So once you approach that person, whether it be door-to-door, whether it be a girl, whether it be a guy, whoever, maybe a job, once you imagine that reality after you've made the approach, it's not scary anymore. Because from doing door-to-door, I realized every time I'd start talking to somebody after they opened the door, I wasn't afraid anymore. But it was that door knock to waiting, the anxiety for them to open the door. Hello? Hi, I'm Taylor. How's it going? Then I'm fine. Then I'm not afraid. Then I'm not nervous or fearful anymore. I've crossed that threshold, right? But it's that threshold that everyone gets so hung up on. So what I did was I walked to the bathroom. I said that a bunch already. I walked to the bathroom, but I imagined first what I would say when I walked up to the girls, but then two, what would happen once I got there? Once I was in that reality, in that moment with the girls, what's going to happen, right? So what I did was I thought, okay, well, am I going to leave my stuff over there on the beach? Once I go and talk to them and it goes well, I know it's going to go well, do I want to go back to get my stuff? Well, no, not really. Okay, so I'm going to bring my stuff with me when I show up because I'm confident that I'm bringing them a good time when I show up. So I don't want to go back and get my stuff, so I'm gonna bring with me, right? So then I imagine them laughing or whatever. I imagine just hanging out there for 30 minutes and then doing something else and then leaving. But once I imagined that reality, again, I was less afraid to make the approach because my mind was comfortable with knowing or not having an unknown scenario after I made the approach. So I hope that makes sense, guys. So when you encounter that uncomfortability threshold, I want you to take the leap because every time I take the fucking leap, I'm glad I did. I'm proud I did. I made a memory, whether I crash and burn or whether I succeed. I'm so proud of myself that I crossed that threshold. I made the decision to take the chance for a bigger, better, more creative, fulfilled experience that we call life. So hope you guys are crushing it. Quarantine's over soon. Let's kick some ass. Peace.